Welcome back everyone to the new and improved R3 Games YouTube channel. Now, if you're new to the channel, thank you very much for joining me here. And if you were one of my previous subscribers, thanks a lot for actually tracking me down and finding me again. So we're gonna get right into this. Yes, I was terminated from YouTube. My channel was terminated from YouTube that I had since 2008. So I was like one of the grandfathers of YouTube, so to speak. I was one of the oldest channels, but hey, we're in that climate now where nothing lasts forever. Everyone wants to know why you were banned or why you were terminated, and you can watch a zillion videos on this. YouTube will never actually specifically tell you. They will just say that you have violated their terms of service and you've been terminated. Now, though, I want to tell you this interesting thing. My Gmail that was attached to that YouTube channel had been hacked in the middle of the night without me knowing because, you know, I'm sleeping. And whoever did it was a professional. They knew what they were doing because they immediately locked me out of everything. And so does that have to do with my YouTube channel getting terminated the exact same day? Is that a coincidence? We may never know. But in the immortal words of the great Freddie Mercury, the show goes on. So again, if you are new to the channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Ed Finley. I am an indie video game developer, self-taught. And what I do is I love remaking games, especially ones that I played from the past that had potential, yet they were just not executed correctly. And it was always like a dream of mine, or a fantasy, a child fantasy, if you will, to actually take the cartridges. And I would think about this when I was a kid and have them. I had the games and thinking if I could just go inside of them and actually correct this stuff and make it the way that I thought it should have been, or maybe the way that the developers even thought that it should have been, but they had hardware limitations or they had time restrictions, etc., etc. Now, I don't do ROM hacks. These aren't ROM hacks or anything like that. People like to ask me that right away. They also like to ask, can these games be played or manipulated on like the original hardware, like the NES console and stuff like that? And they cannot. My games are just like any other gaming developer would do. They're made on a gaming engine and they are specifically for Windows only. So it's just what I like to work with. I'm not a Mac guy. I don't work with them. I'm not really good at cross-platforming either. And I'm also, the engine that I'm using, I'm not gonna get too technical, but also doesn't really deal very well with console type systems as well. So Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, etc., etc. Windows was the best way for me to do it. Everything is available on my website also. That's retrovideogames.store. And it was just the best way that I could think of to do anything without getting too complex. Of course, I've tried to put it on Xbox. Like I said, just the engine that I'm dealing with and the code that I'm dealing with just doesn't deal well with the consoles. So it works perfectly for Windows. All of my games, you don't even need to install them, which is great. You just double click the start game file once you get them, and the game just runs perfectly. You can even run them directly from disk, if anybody still has a disk drive, but most of the time people buy them for the look of it. So it's more of like a collecting thing. So if you do look at them, I try to copy the original box artwork again, which is a dying thing because this was stuff that we just threw away as a kid. So what I'm doing is not only am I resurrecting some of these classics and making them better than ever, but also the artwork I'm archiving as well. So it makes sense, right? So another thing people may ask is, well, what did you improve on them? Well, I'm gonna give you a little montage of my portfolio right now. So yeah, pretty cool, huh? I am going to be coming out with some videos of more gameplay footage so that you guys can see more on it. Again, I'm starting the channel again from scratch, so there's a lot more coming up. So that's why you want to definitely subscribe to me. The niche, whatever the word is pretty cool right now and is not that big. So it's not necessarily that this is a video game reviewing channel. It's mostly me talking about the games that I have come out with. I'll be discussing them more in the future, but also updates to future projects like the one I'm working on right now, Contra Force Ultimate. And what I do is I like to post weekly videos, and I like to come out with them on Saturday. I don't know why I like Saturday. I think, again, it's just nostalgic, you know, Saturday morning cartoons, and it's the weekend. People have the day off, maybe. I don't know, I just like Saturdays. So, you know, waking up in the morning, looking forward to watching He-Man and G.I. Joe, Transformers, etc., etc. So Saturday is my day. That's when I upload every single week. But during the course, because I'm starting out from scratch again, during the course of this week, I will be uploading the short gameplay footages of my portfolio of my games to show you some more gameplay footage to people who are new to the channel. So before I go, I want to give a really big thanks and shout out again to Seth, Captain Classic. Go check out his channel. He's awesome. He's helping me out a lot get through this, I don't know what you want to call it, just bad transition. And that's really what it is, because when you are just all of a sudden terminated from YouTube out of nowhere, you couldn't tell anybody, hey, yo, I might be getting canned anytime soon from YouTube, so go to my second channel, and you can kind of redirect some people there. This was completely out of the blue, out of nowhere. I don't think it was any fault of my own, but then again, like I said, not 100% sure on that. My channel was very old, since 2008. They've changed so many policies and implemented so many things in the YouTube terms of service area. There could have been old videos in there that did violate something, but like I said, you never know. I think it had to do with being hacked, and they just couldn't get anything out of my YouTube channel, so they just wanted to mess with me and just terminate it because they're jerks. So if you're new here, click the subscribe button. Help me out again. I promise it will be worth it for you to come back. Thank you for joining the R3 Games channel, and thank you again, you awesome people out there who are resubscribing to me, who discovered me yet again. I thank you very much. It means a lot to me. And like I said, it's 2023, beginning of a new year, fresh new start, fresh new channel. Life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, or in this case, you know, YouTube gives you lemons, you have to crush them and make some pulpy lemonade out of them. And that's it. So I'll see you guys next weekend.